Now let's take a look at how we can set up the replication using backup and restore. So far what we have seen, we initialize the subscriber using snapshot. We have generated the snapshot using snapshot agent, and after that we have initialized the target, the subscriber, using that snapshot, and after that we continued the replication using the transactional replication. We have used so far the snapshot BCP files to initialize the subscriber. Now we will take a look at how we can set up the replication using backup and restore. Sometimes your database might be bigger, 1 terabyte or 5 terabytes. You cannot run the snapshot because it will really take a long time. Moreover, it will use a lot of network bandwidth. On top of it, you might get blockings on the source server while BCP is generating the snapshot files. Let's set up the replication. What we are going to do, we are going to set up the replication, transaction replication, and we are going to initialize using backup and restore. We will use this database for that setup. Let's create new publication. This time I'm going to use DBA test1 and transactional publication. You can see here some of the tables I cannot select because they don't have the primary key. That's why it has been grayed out. Okay, so you can see we can replicate the stored procedures, views, user defined functions. Okay, so there are some other objects that we can replicate. For now, let's take a couple of tables to replicate. We don't want to generate the snapshot. Snapshot agent will use service account. Don't create, just give me the script. Okay, so we'll create in temp folder. This is a DBA test 1 publication, test1 pub. Okay, here is the one. So it is going to make this database, enable this database for publication, to publish the data, add the publication. Here we need to make one change. What we have to do, sync method, that's fine. Initialize from backup, it should be true. So everything else is fine. Let's run this script against the publisher. So we already connected to publisher. Let's execute this. Okay, so basically it's a contained database. Let's do one thing. Let's remove that containment. Yeah, it says it couldn't acquire exclusive lock on the DBA test. So I think we have connected to DBA test. So let's test it now. Yeah, it looks like there are some connections. So we still have 51. Okay, it should be fine now. We changed the containment to none. Now we run this script. So now if you refresh, you will see two publications. Here you will see subscription options, allow initialization from backup files. Okay, that's what. Even we can change the value here, it doesn't matter. All we need to do is the publication should enable the subscribers to initialize to get initialized from backup files. This option should be true in order to initialize the subscriber. Okay, so now we have set the publisher for backup and restore. Now we will take a backup. So we will take backup of DBA test. Okay, so this is full backup. All right, completed. Now what we can do, this is a subscriber. So let's restore DBA test from backup. Okay, so I'm going to relocate all the files here. I'm good. So now I'm going to restore. It says the restore is failed, or because the file stream future is disabled. Let's yeah, okay, all right, let's enable that because we have already set up the publication. And let's do one more testing. Initialize, right? So where is that file stream? Okay, all right, I enable the file stream. Let's restore. Okay, again it failed. Let's see what is the reason now. File stream future is disabled. We just enabled it. Okay, so it looks like we have to restart. Sorry, actually I should have selected different database. For the database that we selected, DBA test 1, it had containment. Okay, it said because of containment I cannot enable that database for publishing. We enable that. Okay, I thought okay, that's it. We can set up the replication, and I created the publication. When I restored the database on subscriber, it has got a problem. Now it is saying, oh, this is a file, this database is enabled for file stream. Now you got to create the file streams, enable the file stream on the subscriber. Okay, so that's fine. We even did that. Let's restore one more time. This is the last time. If it gives problem, then I'm going to select different database for setting up the publication. Okay, so all right, I'm going to change it to different locations here. Okay, I think disabled. I guess enable file stream. Okay, so finally we are able to successfully restore the DBA test database on the subscriber. Now I'm going to set up the subscription. I'm going to create the subscription. Okay, so new subscription, my publisher is this, yeah, DBA test 1, full subscription, which is fine. Subscriber is DBA test 1. How do you want to connect? Use the process. So run continuously. Are you going to initialize? No, I don't want to initialize. Initialize, okay, I don't want to initialize. Just give me the script. Okay, so we need to run this. Okay, so here while adding the subscription, there is one option. See here, we have to change this option. This is what, add subscription, right? Add subscription. Okay, here we have to change this to initialize with backup. We have to, okay, so subscription type full. So everything else is fine. So all we need to do is just make that change. We are going to we are telling that this subscription we are not using the snapshot, and we are using the backup and restore method, and execute this particular line of code from the publisher. We already connected to publisher, which is fine. So yeah, all right. So actually we need to pass two more parameters. Sorry, where is that? You see that here, backup device. Backup device. Okay, so we have to specify backup device, and we have to specify the backup device name. That's it. After that we have to execute this line of code from subscriber. So let's connect to subscriber. We need to create the full subscription and the full subscription agent properties. So these two line of code we have to execute from subscriber. So we connected to subscriber. I'm going to execute it. I just added, everything else is fine. So now that's it. We created the replication for DBA test. Now let's test. Let's see, it is giving some errors. Could not execute replication command. Okay, so it says principal DBO doesn't exist. So what we can do, owner SA. Okay, so that might be the problem. Log reader agent. So log reader agent is complaining I cannot read from the source database. Okay, because the database doesn't have owner. Okay, we have given owner. So this is that log reader for DBA test 1 database. I'm going to stop this job, run this job again. Now this job is running. It says no replicated transactions available. Okay, fine. Now we solve the problem. The replication is running fine. All we need to do is just insert few records into DBA test 1. What are the tables that we replicated? We have set up for replication. Articles. customer 1 and customer 11. Okay, so customer 11, let's insert, okay, customer 1. All right, so for record 4, we'll make some changes. Okay, this is the change I made for record 4. All right, let's take a look at the table. Okay, so you can see that it replicated the change. Okay, it was 6 and we changed to 4. Okay, so now it says, see here, one transaction, one command were delivered. So we are able to successfully set up the replication using backup and restore method. So now let's do one more testing. There is a partition DB. Let's create one table here before we test. Okay, we created a customer table in this partition DB. Let's insert few rows. Okay, so we inserted few rows. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up the replication without initializing it. So now I'm going to create a partition DB. Here there is no partition DB on the subscriber. I'm going to create okay, partition DB. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the customer table on the, I'm on the subscriber. Okay, so I generated the script for customer table. I will execute it. So now I created the customer table. Here you can see the customer table, it's empty, there are no records. But here we created 4 records for the customer table. Now I'm going to set up the replication for that partition DB. Partition DB transactional customer table. Okay, let's create partition DB publication. I have created the publication now for partition DB. You can see that here it created, and the article is just customer table. So now let's create the subscription. My publication is here. Okay, sorry. My publication is this. I'm going to use this publication. Okay, pull subscription. Let's select push subscription. Okay, if I select push subscription, it's going to create the distribution agent on distributor. Yeah, that's fine. So subscription is partition DB, which is fine. I'm going to select this, run continuously. Do you want to initialize? Okay, don't initialize. Don't create the script, just give me the, sorry, don't generate the subscriber, just give me the script. Okay, I just want to see before I run it. Okay, partition DB new subscription. Okay, you can see that here add subscription replication support only. Add subscription, you can see that here. So what is that replication support only option does? Okay, so it's replication support only. That means we are not going to initialize whatever the changes that when we set up when we create the subscriber, and since then it is going to use the CDC. Okay, whatever the changes you can see that here. Now I create the this script run publisher. Okay, so you need to run this on publisher. Okay, so let's okay, I'm executing the script on publisher. Okay, all right. So distribution agent job has been created on distributor. Okay, so you can see that here. Partition DB. Okay, the snapshot it's not running. Distribution it is running. Partition DB, the log reader it is running. So everything is running fine. If I refresh, I should see 3. Okay, so partition DB pub. So all right, let's insert some records. Okay, so for partition we already have 4 records here. Here I have 0 records. Now I am going to create one more record. Let's see if that record gets replicated here. Yep, you can see that record got replicated here. Whatever the changes that are going to occur on the source database will get replicated. We did not reinitialize the subscriber. Okay, we said just replicate the changes, that's it. Forget about whatever the data you have previously. Now you might get a doubt. What about if I update this value to something else? This record is not there. Update command will get replicated. Replication will try to replicate the update command, but the record it cannot find that record. So the partition DB pub, you can see that here it started throwing an error because it couldn't find that record to update. So it is going to fail. It's going to retry a couple of times, and after that it says, hey, I cannot replicate the update. Now I cannot. So you might get this kind of scenarios. So you have to be aware that there could be some existing records in the source which might not exist on the target, that might get replicated. So you might have to delete that row from the distribution database tables, or you might have to put that error number in the skip error parameter. Do whatever. Okay, but it's going to throw the error. All right, so we looked into a couple of options, how to initialize the subscriber using snapshot, and if it is a bigger database, huge database, you are trying to set up the replication, and how to take backup and restore and continue the replication. Sometimes you don't want to reinitialize, you don't want to initialize the target, just set up the replication, send the changes to the subscriber going forward. That's it. Okay, so we looked into all those options. So now let's see what else we have to cover in this topic.